and passed one across the desk. Zhang took it and clinked her glass against the one in Dex's hand. They each took a sip. Then Zhang set her glass on the desk and reached into the inside left pocket of her suit coat. She pulled out a folded sheaf of papers and passed them across the desk to Dex. She'd forwarded him the file on an encrypted private channel, but the program which generated the illusion of his office rendered all of Dex's online activities into their analog counterparts. His avatar took the papers, and Dex skimmed the contents. "I'm no lawyer," he said, "but if I understand this at all, you've just come into quite the inheritance. An entire disk block of res space in the cubicorder? That must be worth a fortune. Congratulations! And condolences," he added after a short but awkward pause. Zhang nodded and set her lips in a tight line. "Thanks, but condolences aren't exactly required." She pointed at the name listed on the documents. Irina Nightingale, Zhang's late benefactor. "I have never heard of this person before in my life." "Well, how about someone the squad helped?" Dex suggested. "Maybe it's not for you specifically, but what you represent." Dex had refilled their glasses as they went over the obvious. A long-lost relative, or someone Zhang had known under another name. Of course, she had already thought of those possibilities, and her own investigation had come up with no connection to Nightingale. Zhang nodded, but said, "I couldn't find any record of Nightingale in any of our files. Besides, why name me personally in the will if that's the reason? And how would someone even get my name? I can't even remember the last time I dealt directly with one of our cases." A look crossed her face, and Dex guessed that she had been inadvertently including him in that hour. He had worked as a member of the detective squad overseen by Zahara Zhang until he had been transferred to his current unit, which dealt with cases that took place in the virtual world. That thought tweaked something in his brain, and he detoured the conversation. "You think this is something to do with M-City?" Zhang followed the abrupt change of tack easily. "Not specifically. Why?" "Well," Dex said, "isn't that why you're here? I mean, I know I'm the greatest detective that ever was, but surely there are still detectives on your patch who can look into this for you." Zhang laughed at Dex's false immodesty. "We are somehow managing to scrape by without you, it's true," she said, then her smile faded. "The real truth is I didn't want to give this to the squad. I know how this works, and since I haven't managed to figure out the connection, it means there's something complicated going on here. And complicated usually means personal, and personal—" Dex lifted his glass in acknowledgement. "Say no more. I'll look into it. And Cap, thanks for trusting me with, well, wherever this ends up." Zhang nodded. "Feel free to bring Lewis into this too." "You know I can't keep much from her for long," Dex grinned. "Besides," Zhang said, taking the whiskey bottle and pouring them both a top up, "if you can't trust your revolutionary collaborators, who can you trust?" When Dex linked out of M-City and refocused on the physical world, he felt the worse for wear. He'd gotten used to long hours online and was even starting to feel comfortable in the repurposed closet he used as a home office. When he was online, he didn't need much space. He'd never gotten the hang of moving in a 3D rendered simulation online while still walking around the physical world, so he liked to find a comfortable spot and just sit when he was online. His old apartment was tiny, built for one, and he used the only chair in the place for the job. But now, that was no longer an option. He stood and shook the kinks out of his body and slid open the door after knocking on it. If Annabelle was home, he knew she'd appreciate the brief warning that he was about to reappear in their shared space. Dex stepped into their living room, and didn't see her there or through the open bedroom door, so he deduced that she must be out. "I'm the greatest detective that ever was," he thought to himself and chuckled. The apartment he shared with his partner in crime and life was a palace compared to everywhere else he'd ever lived, but it was still small enough to know immediately if there was anyone else home. There obviously wasn't. Dex performed his usual post-online routine. Toilet, glass of water, food brick, look out the window. Evening was setting in, the sinking Mediterranean sun casting a luminous glow over Nice. It was beautiful. So beautiful that Dex wondered